fact, I've got my hair appointments on my work calendar now, so I don't forget.
I have to add everything on my work calendar now. It doesn't matter what it is, because if I don't have it all on one, then I lose my mind. And I refuse to put my work events on my home calendar. So it's just gotta go the other way instead.
That's fair.
Alright. Let's see here. Previously on the keep. Where were we? We were going through the Underdark in an attempt to get to the dwarvish city of Zort. You were following the guiding of the now deceased dwarven queen of her ring to lead you, as the ring says, home. You guys were... Let's see, what all have we encountered down here?
A lot of
So many.
We've encountered a whole bunch. I think
We've encountered cloakers.
Yeah.
We had the Matryoshka doll of beholders.
True. And a lot of walking.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of walking. That's been most of it. And yeah, I believe we ended last time with having just finished defeating the beholder. There was a singular entity. Just many faces.
Matryoshka doll. Because there was the beholder, there was the shadow beholder inside the beholder, and inside the shadow beholder, which became the beholder, was the death tyrant. One inside the other, inside the other.
Except for your beholder, which also had the shadow beholder, but then within the
It was you
beholder was
opening-
the death tyrant.
it
So
was
the
you-
beholder had both shadow and death.
Yeah, it was the large Matryoshka doll. And then you opened it up, and you had two of them, and then you
But
decided to
it'd be
destroy
the two
first
have to be
one.
sitting side by side because the shadow didn't become the death tyrant in a true Matryoshka. It would have been it was more of
shed
a
its form and became a death tyrant. Wes.
But you know, if you have the big layer,
Uh-huh,
you take the
yeah.
next layer, take that out, and put it next to the other one. The little layers still can be inside the first big layer. So
Sounds like
technically,
a
it still
spooky
works.
lasagna with all these layers.
It's an ogre.
It just means the next time you do a beholder, if it speaks, it has to have a Russian accent.
Or what if it's an ogre and then it talks like Shrek?
That just sounds like Kari became an ogre.
What about
Pizza.
parfaits?
It's pizza.
Did you get the... Everybody loves parfaits.
What?
Does he say parfaits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No! They're like, oh, onions! What about parfait? Oh, they stink. No. They make you cry. No.
Why do I
They
not
have
remember? Like as he says that, but why did I not remember that Donkey retorted with parfaits? I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Damn.
I was running with it still, but...
Yeah. Wow. I guess I need to watch Shrek again. That's the takeaway here. All right. So you guys had just defeated the beholder, and I believe you had said something about wanting to do some looking around and looting of the area.
Totally. Absolutely.
I mean, well,
That's
How's
like
my health?
that's like my
Yes.
set mode.
Right.
Loot.
Okay.
3 different beholder fights. 3
Oh,
different
then I
beholder
look pretty
fights.
good.
And some myrmidons.
And some myrmidons.
I look
And
really
some
good.
Other elements
Oh.
of this. We did a lot of heckin' killing.
It was.
I've forgotten the myrmidons.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, a lot of his damage actually came from the myrmidons.
It's been like a month.
My damage came from my own blasted team.
Your damage came because you put yourself in a position to get hit by your own blasted teammates.
I mean,
Hey, I woke you up with that fireball.
This
You
is
did.
true. This is true.
I used a fireball to wake Kari up. It was great. Yeah.
It's
To
not.
wake Kari up.
The ultimate alarm clock.
Your
So
4D
glad my
alarm
parents
clock.
didn't think about that when I was in high school.
If your parents could like
To
shoot
the end.
fireball, that'd be
Are
awesome
we
and
interested in
concerning.
maybe doing a short rest?
Considering Everett was
Mhm.
30% parents, but not in the basis. I'd rather they not be?
How's my yes?
I mean,
Do we have agreement over here for short rest?
no, marathon, let's go! Oh.
Short rest?
Everybody ties great.
No, see, that wasn't in
Yes.
my bullshit.
You guys are good to
Access,
go
so
and
it
take a
doesn't
short
count.
rest.
How?
No,
I know I'm low and Riker is low. How are y'all looking?
I'm fine.
I'm at like half.
Okay, let's do a little bit of.
Just 1 point under triple digit.
Okay, so
So I'm at
everybody
two-thirds.
is going to use hit dice, and then let me know.
Well, before we do hit dice, let me go ahead and use my pact magic because I can get that back after a short rest. 5d8 plus 5. So we're gonna start with Riker.
Oh,
Use my channel to-
I haven't used second wind yet.
Already.
Darn game it is.
No.
No, I don't think you did.
We did.
You were too busy dodging.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because the problem is the beholder was floating.
And you were like constantly surrounded by like 4 to 5 myrmidons the whole fight.
Yeah.
Woof.
$38 points for Riker.
Thanks. I'm going to second wind then.
Might as well. So yeah, Lauren, if you haven't already used your second wind, oh, you said you're at full, so it doesn't matter.
I'm not full, but I'm like 11. I think I took 11 damage.
But if you're about to short rest and you haven't used it yet, it'd be a good idea to use it.
I can do that.
You'll get it back.
Good idea. I will do that.
Last one, I'll go to Riker. 14. 21. 28.
Oh, nice.
5, 33.
Nice.
Thank you.
It was also during this fight that Augustina went down, and Riker refused to get her up for some reason.
Run that one by me again.
Took a round. It happened after a round. I just had to test something first.
Augustina went down, and we knew that she was in a place where she couldn't, be healed because of the location she was in, and Riker just chose to entirely ignore her and keep fighting. Let her figure it out. So I don't know if y'all need to, sort that out amongst yourselves or anything.
Marriage counseling.
See,
You
Augustine doesn't
didn't
know she was
feel
unconscious.
like I was in control of myself in this moment.
Augustine doesn't know she was unconscious and dying, so, like...
Lucy, you got some explaining.
I just had to check something. That's all.
And I use my life as the example.
What were you checking? Do I need to know about this?
No, I have a thing that'll let me come back if I go down. And so I was trying to check and see if I could use that on my next turn, and the answer was no.
Okay, so how do we use this now?
I have to use it as a reaction when I go down. I can't wait.
Oh,
She had already used her reaction.
gotcha.
So, I believe there's going to be some looting as you guys sort of look around. There's not a whole lot in this
Across
cavern, but I believe Freddy, you were the one standing next to that sort of
That's how you brought me back.
cove thing.
Okay.
That's
Oh, the
how you
little
break
cubby hole space?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Has been used.
want to check all
So
of the
did I bring
everywhere,
you
but I'll
back
start
or
with
not?
that.
You did.
Checking all the, this seems like
You disengaged.
there is only a small
the-
collection of
use the ring to bring me back.
items
Okay.
that aren't just,
So I did something
wasted,
similar, right?
rotted pieces of former adventurers
So.
or unfortunates.
That's gross.
Well, unfortunate souls.
But what you do find is you do find a case that has 5 like cylindrical tubes in it. And as you sort of open them up, you see that they are scrolls.
I'm gonna wait for you to finish, and then I'm going to get you a drink.
There are
I was
5.
going to.
Yes, there are 5 of them.
Pray tell I open
wait.
one up without activating the magic or whatever. Like I eyeball it to see what it is.
Okay.
How does what it meant.
So you open one up. Make an Arcana check. Try to determine what it is.
Oh god. I'm guided. I get a D4. So magic. Modified 20. I know
Modified
things
20.
about stuff.
You discovered the first one is a scroll of arcane lock.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's cool.
That sounds neat.
That's the first one. There's 4 more in there.
I'll
I
check
guess
the
Tina
other
knows
ones.
what that does.
Okay. Make another Arcana check.
I'll use this one. I'm also Tism. Well, that's a natural 20 anyway. And I
Hey!
bumped the dice so it's 8 now, but it was on 20.
You didn't
Okay.
have to tell us that second.
Oh, you know.
That's that Tism part coming out.
That one is a spell scroll of Aura of Life.
Oh.
That sounds like a Healy-tism.
I have to spell session.
You want to check them more?
Yeah, I want to check more.
Roll again.
I'll roll the next one. I can't figure this one out. Definitely can't figure it out.
Do you need
Oh, wait,
someone
no,
else
I
to
can't.
take a look
So
at
are
it?
you proficient in Arcana?
I am, so it autos to
Yeah,
10.
auto 10.
So it's 10.
Goes road.
Or no, wait. Yeah, 18. Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you go it's 10? No, it's 18.
Wait,
They're basically the same
I
numbers.
think I've become unintelligent.
What is in this book that you're reading? What are you looking for?
Is it that strong? Shit.
What you're searching for is befuddling
and
your
then plus the 8.
memory.
Plus 18.
Plus
This, which is the number, it's 4.
4.
There you go.
Okay. So
It's
the
been a month since I played. Leave me alone.
so the minimum you can roll without guidance is 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guidance got me there.
So, this one is a spell scroll of creation.
The craftsman in me likes that. But the character I play doesn't care as much.
Dorian
He stuff,
would.
he drinks stuff.
There's 2 more.
I checked the next one. Oh. 16 plus 8 plus thing. Yeah. Plus 2. Yeah.
26.
Did it.
That is a spell scroll of Crusader's Mantle.
That sounds
Nice.
awesome. Alright, and then there's
And the
another.
last one.
Last one, best one, and all the good jams. 15 plus. Okay, 16 plus 8.
This one is a scroll of Alter Self.
Cool.
Okay.
I just got a visual of Mare having like that little animated moment where it's like, and just magical things happening.
Little gold sparks.
So out of those are the really only
Full
items of
Max
value
Armstrong
that are
armor.
here.
And remind me with the way that you do spell scrolls, can people who don't have that as a part of their normal class use those spell scrolls?
I think they can, but there's a roll involved to see.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
That's pretty decent.
if it is a part of your class and it's above your casting ability, there's a roll to see if you can cast it, and that's just standard for spell scrolls. So, like for instance, if
Just like this.
I mean, none of these are very high level, but if you didn't have the
So,
ability,
like, if Kari tried to cast creation,
if Kari tried to cast creation, she would have to do an Arcana check first to see if she could.
versus because I'm a sorcerer, I could just use it.
You would have to do the check. So it would be, if it's on your list and you don't know it, there would be the check of a 10 plus the spell's level DC
Okay.
to cast it for you. For Kari, it would be that level of check for an Arcana check, and then she would have to do a 10 plus whatever would be, or spell casting that we would determine at the time, probably Wisdom for Kari.
Okay.
So Kari would have to make 2 rolls to utilize it, whereas you would only have to use 1. If you know it and have it prepared,
Right.
then you can just, essentially cast it and not have to use a spell slot. that type of thing.
Okay.
Can Riker's casting modifier be strength?
Oh, yeah.
No.
This goes back to I still feel like there needs to be a version of counterspell that is like a martial class just using intimidation.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Sit down.
You get too freaked out. You're like, it doesn't work anymore. I'm scared.
Realistically, that would be a really good one.
Yeah. Or even like that, or silvery barbs for them to just be like intimidation. You can't like.
That would actually be a good level 20 Scourge.
For our Scourge rework.
As you modify it, as you polish it.
Yeah. So that's what we find here.
While all that's happening, there is a beholder carcass,
That would have to be.
right?
What would you say?
Technically, that's our carcass, but
I mean, there's a skull.
that has teeth.
Does it have spikes?
It's either 60 or 30.
Yeah.
Because it would have to
Okay.
The death
Can
Within
can we
to make it even doable.
take
it would have to be
those?
Something like
You want some Death Tyrant
15
teeth?
or 30 feet.
What are you gonna do?
Sure. Make a survival check.
Oh shoot!
I mean, it's probably
Oh.
Yeah. Well, counterspell and silvery barbs are 60 feet.
Okay, so if you were to do something,
15?
be close.
You get
That would be a nice
5 teeth.
balance.
See, I can see those being sort
Cool.
of like if
How-
you're using sort of a couple
These
point
things are
thing,
gonna be like,
it's
you know,
sort
right?
of a combination of counterspell and
What are you
silvery
gonna do
barb because if it's like magic, you're using counterspell. But if it's just trying to
That is a lot farther ahead than Kari has thought at the moment.
If you get
No,
a
I'm
level
just
one,
mean, is
like,
there an
you
end
know,
game?
5 or 6 inches. Can I just nab it?
Intimidate a level 9 spell.
Are we crafting the weapons, or are we like?
Once again, you are asking questions that Kari. That is a lot farther ahead than Kari has got into this.
It's a big.
Yeah, they're probably a bit of like.
We just scale, you know. Like these fuckers are gonna be pretty big.
How tall are you? Like 4 feet?
4'10",
Okay, so these things are probably close to being.
5 feet when she's stretching.
The big ones are probably like every bit of 2.5
Did you
feet
see
tall.
water? No.
So you got like big ass machete sized
So you
tooths.
have like femur length too.
I'm legitimately thinking like short sword / dag, like tooth daggers, which is a thing.
You have to shape them.
Uh-huh.
As they are, they would be more pokey than
Yeah, but crafty people.
they exist.
Exactly.
We got a scroll for that.
We do.
Just imagine after campaign, Kari is like an anime character with this massive scar.
Oh, dude.
So Jay loves that look. Never understood it.
The massive anime sword.
The whole. Did you watch Rurouni Kenshin?
yeah.
Sonosuke Sagara?
Mhm.
Yeah, that
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like the biggest weapon that I actually like appreciate would be Guts's Dragon Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only time where I've like seen a big sword and been like, I can appreciate that because also like there's a whole narrative behind it and there's a narrative reason why I'll give you it's silly why Guts can wield it and others can't. Like it's all so.
Follow Sean's
Berserk. I'll go on a Berserk tangent.
I appreciate that.
With regard to some of these spell scrolls, so like Arcane Lock, technically the classes that can use it are Wizard or Artificer. We don't have Wizard or Artificer among our group, but I know with Freddy, he can use from Wizards.
True. With Freddy,
Hello.
because there's a high level rogue ability where you can just pretty much snake anybody's spell. I mean, it could be argued that any of these could be a spell that you can pull from. So I would say for him,
I'm him, y'all.
he can pretty much because he can
I'm
pull
that guy.
at certain levels. He can pull from whatever school he wants.
Okay.
So
I'm that guy.
It's interesting too because I feel like you've seen enough of like the clericy magic, the arcane magic, you do your whole like wizardy roguey spiel. Like,
Good magic, the other magic.
You hung out with Rory long enough to see whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I am him. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are you telling us about these for us to split up the spell scrolls, or is Freddy hoarding them?
I should have wrote down what they
Essentially,
actually all
Freddy-
were.
I
That's
have it
become
over
Kakashi.
here.
I'm a bad
Freddy has
player. I'm
become
sorry.
Kakashi.
No, I tell y'all. Look,
Okay.
I
He
found
sees
really
it.
cool paper.
Takes it.
So yeah, because I'm sure some of these would be more beneficial in different people's hands.
So if we do want to go off of the having to do fewer rolls to use them, Aura of Life should be going to Mare because that's a cleric spell.
Would Augustina be able to use
It is a cleric spell. I don't. Would you let me use it because of the Divine Soul thing?
Or what about me? Would I? You were just saying.
I say
I'm
yeah,
cool like
yeah.
that, so-
He's cool like that. He can use whatever. I would say with the Divine Soul.
I have the
Is it
emergency
in
record.
your specific Divine Soul
You
given
can
spells?
take from cleric. I mean, that one specifically, I would have to
I say
check.
if
but-
you can take from cleric, then I'd say sure.
Okay.
Because I already had that one on my prepared list. So.
Well, but then that would make it easier for you to.
The,
cast
you
it
you would
without
have
having
no roll. You could just cast it and not have to expend a spell slot.
So that's why it could be good. What does Aura of Life do?
Let me pull that up.
It's like a emergency don't die spell, isn't it?
It
I feel like every
is-
healing spell is an emergency.
An aura radiates in a 30-foot
Well, but I mean,
emanation for the duration. While in the aura, you and your allies have resistance to necrotic damage, and your hit point maximums cannot be reduced. If an ally with 0 hit points starts its turn in the aura, that ally regains 1 hit point.
Oh, that's cool.
I do feel like that's a good one for you to hang on to.
Okay. I'll take it. Sure, it'll let me free up another.
Another spell.
Yeah.
Arcane Lock does what it sounds. You can touch
Oh,
closed door, window, cake, container, or hatch and magically lock it for the duration. And you can set a password if you want to.
Oh, the trolling.
Creation is just making materials, from what I could tell.
Okay.
Create a non-living object of vegetable matter within range. Soft goods, rope, wood.
Metal.
You can also create mineral objects such as stone, crystal, or metal. It has to fit within a 5-foot cube, and it must be of a form and material that you have seen before.
And it dissipates after a duration.
Oh, so it's not like we can just
See what I like about
permanently have stuff.
that one is we could use it if we need to do another map. Because we use it to do gems, crush up the gems, and then you make a map.
Well, if we can do that, could we go a step further and like, hey, magic, do it like this, and the shape of the thing we get is mooshed up gems already, so we don't have to bother with mooshing it. You know?
You have to ask
I'm-
God about that.
Yeah.
It specifically lists
Almighty
precious
Overlord.
metals and gems as things that have specific durations.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
I know-
I would think that you could summon it as dust. You know.
Because I'm assuming we can't be like, I want all this metal to appear, but it's going to be in the shape of swords. Like, we can't have that, I'm assuming. But
Why not?
I'm
No, why not?
because
You can get rope, soft goods, like clothing and stuff.
I mean, I would say that you could, you are creating it, so I would say you could summon it as long as it fits within the 5-foot cube of that.
so then
you know.
we can Full Metal Alchemist have it be whatever we want.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
I
last.
was
The
assuming that would be so overpowered. That's why. I said,
well, the balancing aspect is I think like metal lasts for like a minute or like 2 minutes, something like that. So like the duration on the greater things is very limited.
now
If
that's
we built it, we could have that made
So
right
then
there.
if
Okay,
we-
One
here's
scroll.
a dangerous thing with that because Jonathan's over here talking about cannon, but in my brain all of a sudden I'm like, we could use that for more gunpowder if we needed an explosive.
5-foot cube of gunpowder.
that's very awesome. What in order? I do have gunpowder on
Right,
me,
but this is gunpowder
That- and so
you
we-
wouldn't have to use.
We know what it looks like, so what you do
Oh,
is
yeah.
you cast it inside the bad guy
Oh, God.
and then hit it with a fireball. Like,
Yeah, he wants to jaws this thing.
Oh, that would have made this a horror fight so much easier. Just put the gunpowder in its mouth and fireball it.
Cause like that's quite a bit of gunpowder.
We got a plan for Cindergar, y'all.
This is over here like looking up.
Does it specify where the material can be poofed to?
It does not.
As long as, I feel like that was a mistake.
Within 30 feet, it takes a minute to cast.
Oh, damn it, though.
Augustine and Riker had left the chat, and Halbert and Raya popped up being like, you know.
I'm just saying, it's a genius idea.
Oh.
Because if you think about 5 cubic feet
Yeah.
of gunpowder,
That minute casting time, though.
Yeah, but if you can get it pre-initiative,
Yeah.
It just says you pull wisps of shadow material from the shadow belt to create a non-living object within range. Range is 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Does not say you have to see it.
Either way, whatever we want to do with that, that's a sorcerer wizard spell.
I don't mind making stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, I'm comfortable with that staying with Freddy.
It's
Okay.
It's a sorcerer wizard.
Yeah.
So.
Is that actually in inventory?
Crusader's Mantle is a paladin. You radiate a magical aura in a 30-foot emanation. While in the aura, you and your allies each deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage when hitting a weapon or an unarmed strike. That does feel like it would be.
Riker is
You could attempt to
multiclassing
cast
without
it if you need to.
multiclassing.
Let's be real. Riker is essentially a paladin to his own ideals. He just leans into the fighty fight more than the magic bit.
He didn't start out with a god. He found Torum along the way.
Weapons are my religion.
So which scroll was that? The one of creation?
You got Arcane Lock and Creation. And then the last one was Alter Self.
I think Kari needs that one.
I think Kari is the only one who doesn't need that one.
These are facts.
That one I do know. I'm looking at the actual spell itself, but that one is a sorcerer wizard spell. So anyone who's not a sorcerer wizard would have to do an additional. You alter your physical form, and you can choose one of the following options. So you can do an aquatic adaptation so that you can breathe underwater and get a swim speed. You can change your appearance, or natural weapons so you can grow claws, fangs, horns, etc. And do more damage with unarmed strike.
Kari perks up momentarily at the breathing underwater part.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know anyone else who would use this the way that Kari would. So I would be okay with that.
For all of our underwater adventures.
Now, just out of curiosity, with Kari having the ability to cast spells,
Okay.
does that, if it's a spell from the school that she can cast,
Clark, you were granted very specific spells.
And this is transmutation, not necromancy.
I thought I took it. Oh, I did cleric.
That's how you got your word, I think.
Guidance and healing word, yeah.
Okay. So, if everybody has divvied up the scrolls, completed your short rest, we will continue on the journey.
Woo!
Was Mary doing anything else with healing people?
I was going to after spells and short rest just to see what people still needed.
I'm full.
I'm down by 1 HP.
You're good?
I'm good.
Kari, how you doing?
I'm full.
Augustina?
I'm gonna need a little bit more, but hang on, because I decided to roll hit die, so.
If you need to snag some from me, you healed me for like 68 points.
No, you're more important.
Well, I also have more hit die in
That's
D10s,
why
so
we need to make sure you keep your HP. I need like 15, 19.
Take 13.
Awesome, perfect.
What level is Alter Self?
2. Should be second level. Alright. So you'll continue on moving. There were many passages leading out of this open cavern. But you follow the ring and continue on your journey. The pathing that y'all are leading on now gets very narrow. And so as you guys begin to squeeze through these passages, at a certain point it reaches a part where you don't think you'll be able to fit anymore in that direction. But looking up, you can kind of see that it does one of these things as it gets further up on this day.
Cool. Great.
Pretty sure I actually had.
So you've been going for about an hour or so. Y'all could try to double back and just bank on another passage, and maybe that'll work out. But
Kari's gonna start walking up the wall.
I have climbing there and so much rope.
It's exactly. I'm thinking.
I got 2.
Figure out where this thing levels out and then drop rope down.
well, it doesn't really level. It is like there's still a gap. Like there's like a gap this big, and then at the top it like opens up. So
So kind of like a funnel.
it funnels. So, but there is no like necessarily like flat part or anything.
So does it go up to heaven? In this, or does it
Oh.
go up to the surface?
Yeah, no, it goes up to the cavern roof, like that. So it is sort of.
Are there any tunnels leading off of that, or does this look like it's collapsed?
No. The tunneling. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. So, tunnel goes continuing. As it is going,
But it's doing this.
it narrows
essentially.
down, and the top opens up, and then on the other side, like through the narrow part, it is now wide.
So we can just go up and over.
Yeah, you could go up and you can go up through the gap and go down and continue on.
Okay, we do that.
How?
Well,
I
I have climbing gear, so much rope. If you want
don't
to.
we have an immovable rod too?
there's one floating around somewhere. I'm
I was gonna
still,
say
I was looking
attach
at
rope.
shit.
Everybody climbs up, gets up on top of the narrow part where it gets this, and we just do all the way across.
Yeah.
If
Can
you
you call
hurry with, you know,
Yeah, I got one
more
immovable
shorter
rod right
feet
there.
and better balance, maybe
Hello.
with some assistance there.
Cool.
I
Especially
assist.
just to see, like, how is it as far as we think it is, and is there something waiting for us on the other side?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kari's gonna scout first.
Okay, so Car, you run up and you're sort of like there's still that the gaps here, and it's sloped on the side, so you're like having to walk sort of sideways going up. So you check, and it's probably 15 feet or so before it looks like it begins to widen out again to where a person could fit down and continue on their way.
Alright, so I go back and I'm like, alright, it won't take us long to get across here. How high did I have to go up before I could walk?
It was probably like 25 feet, we'll say, something like
Who's
that.
got that rod thingy?
Throat.
Throw it, attach the rope, click the button, everybody can climb up and get up to where Kari's at.
Yay!
Okay. So, for everybody climbing up, it is just a rope. So we'll do a simple athletics check just to see if everybody can get up.
Can I use any of the gear from my climbing
Can I
kit
help
to make
you?
it easier for the people who are coming up after me?
You could,
I'm gonna ask.
I would say, if you wanted to sort of set, some of the like titans in to provide footholds, I would say yeah.
Cool.
I would say in order to like climb and set those aspects though, you would have to probably make your check with disadvantage.
Cool. Can I use a Scourge point to gain advantage and make it a straight roll?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Guidance.
I appreciate that.
Do well.
I'm going to try.
Oh, you got this. You're a scourge.
If we don't do well, we die.
That's a natural 20.
Nice.
Yay!
Total of 27.
Okay, yeah, you would very easily manage to climb up and set footholds along the way so that everyone else will have an easier time on their ascent. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I was gonna see if I can carry teens up.
I mean, and I did my roll.
Okay, what was yours?
I got a 15.
15? Yeah, I would say that's good enough. Reich, if you want to try to carry teens,
Adequate.
I would say probably do yours at disadvantage.
Can you
I'm
just
gonna use a
pull,
scourge
get up
point.
to the top and then pull her
To
up?
give
Okay.
advantage.
You feel like that would be easier.
28.
Okay, yeah. You all definitely get up, and now you all are like awkwardly sort of having to straddle this gap.
Car just kind of turns sideways and walks normal. Car's walking
No, no. You're doing great.
Oh yeah, you're just doing that a little bit better.
I'm using every handhold you're putting in. It's a team thing.
Absolutely.
So, as y'all get to the other side, it is again probably 25 feet or so down. What's the descent plan?
The same thing we did in reverse. Feel like would be easiest.
Immovable rod.
Movable rod. Everybody slides down the rope, firefighter style. Kari makes the rod movable again, and then just jumps.
Do you have Featherfall still?
I don't remember if I have slots for it, but I do have Featherfall, and I do have slots for it. And I could just
Kari would
pop
have to
off
fall a
sleep.
very long way before she would take damage.
Do we
You
Good
could
for
technically
Kari.
run down the side of the wall. So you wouldn't even have to jump, right?
We could also do something where like Arcea just hangs onto the rope and Ranker's like,
Ding ding. Ding ding.
Elevator going.
So, are we wanting to slide down the rope or feather fall off, or what's the plan for?
I mean, I'd kind of rather save the spell slot.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do the,
You know,
we'll do the rope.
Okay.
I'm
Does
already
dungeon
down
crawl?
a second or a first anyway.
So, just
another
I'm down
movable
the
rod.
deck
Make a
second
sip.
first.
we'll, simple. We'll make a. Let's just call it just another easy athletics check to just see if you can get down. How'd that go?
I rolled a 16, which is a
Guarded.
15.
All right.
25.
I'm so
Good.
guided, I know.
Okay.
Kari went to go guide you and went, oh no.
Oh, she gone.
This time I got 16.
Kari
Good.
saw Mary cast guidance and was like, oh yes.
Arcea's just gone.
I do this all the time with my sisters.
Okay.
It's
So-
how I stuck out of the house.
Kari forgot Augustina was short and just goes like right over her.
So, I would say with that, you all managed to get down and continue.
We do that.
And you do continue to walk for the next few days. So you could all take a long rest.
Woo! Days, he fucking says.
Oh no! Again, you guys have been walking through these tunnels now for
Yeah.
like.
Weeks.
I think
Little
I think whenever
crazy
we
down
talked to what's his name, we were estimating we had at least 5 more days.
Right, that. Yeah.
At least.
I will say, at some point over the course of those days, I'll probably prepare and cast daylight just so I don't lose my mind.
Yeah, you guys have been down
You
here for
do
2.5
that, and
weeks.
I'm like,
Just gotta get a stack of dirt, start mining
We've
your
been
way
down
up
here
to
for
go.
so long, we get a sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 2.5 weeks at this
That
point.
wouldn't matter because there's no sun outside. Yeah.
I'm like, not to surprise anybody, but
Surprise!
it's like that moment of, hey,
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the light.
Ah, my eyes!
That, yes.
Corneas.
So as
In
you
the
guys,
brightness of the
Kari's like,
daylight,
I'm naked!
Augustina's bones are just vaguely visible underneath her skin. In the direct bright light. Just vaguely visible.
so in the
Kari would be like,
as you guys are walking,
she tries
This
to,
day-
she tries to mimic it. It's like the one thing she can't mimic.
What were y'all? I do remember y'all saying that you had some sort of light source going, or else it'd just be walking in complete darkness, right? I think you
It
had
was
cast some
mirrors
light.
and weapon.
Light,
Yeah, random
both
light
off of
sources.
my weapon.
Kari's got the
and having
invisible
light
lantern.
on.
Okay,
And I mean, I've also got a normal lantern too. Like we've got enough
Cool.
stuff.
Light cantrip on.
We also have a lightning bird.
also true. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So as you guys are walking, I would say, Mary, you have stated that your perception is very hearing based. So I would say that you hear first this like slight rapping on the stone around you.
I thought the same joke.
I know.
So I pause for a moment and I'll try to like discern, is it like a pickaxe? Is it a deliberate like
It's like
somebody
digging
making noise, or is it more of like a bit of water sort of rhythmically dripping? Is it more like
We have a mirror going.
Make a perception check.
guide myself? 19.
19. It seems rhythmic. That would make you think it's probably tools.
Here, not over there. What is this mysterious tapping noise? Kind of catchy.
Is that a quote?
Yes.
Where is that from?
House and the mysterious ticking noise.
And so, as you guys are you progressing, or did you like just all just dead stop?
I'll
I mean-
call attention to it. It's, you
Listen.
know, near dwarves, I feel like the sound of mining is probably a good sign.
And it was tool sound.
We were also warned about Duragar down here.
Which is why we should investigate. I mean, I'm not sneaky enough to go find it out, but I have cousins who
It's
are...
the thing I'm good at.
Y'all go to look for Kari.
Fucking.
She's invisible.
We talked about this.
If you're still within like 5 feet of me, I know you're there. So
Or within 10 feet of me, or right now.
yeah,
I feel like
We've got
spread out
abilities.
enough.
We've got abilities, and also we know you.
Say,
Your
and I-
habits.
Did you let Kari be in front ever? No.
Yes. With a rope.
No.
It's one of the
That's called a leash.
no, it's one of the monkey backpacks where the tail is
Yeah.
I mean, same thing. Baby leash.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
I say probably Kari did, given the fact that it's a narrow tunnel and
Yeah.
No, they all, anybody with blind sight felt Kari just as soon as she's like, I think it's doors, we should probably go investigate. Kari's like, oh, okay, yeah.
I sigh and follow.
okay, make a perception
guided.
check to see if you can figure out where you're here.
I'm sorry. What was that command, good sir?
Let's have a Kari make a perception check to see if Kari knows where she's going after.
Okay.
Well, that's a 29, so
Okay.
yeah, I would hope so.
Okay, so you can hear it, and it sounds like it's coming from up a little bit, and on like the other side of this wall, off to your right.
Okay. I'm going to continue following the wall, I guess.
And as you continue sort of moving up, you see coming out from like the lower half of the wall itself, you see coming out two short figures with dark skin coming out in front of you, immediately sort of brandishing a weapon, and then you see two coming out from behind you. And it looks like they just came out of the wall itself.
So when you're talking about behind you,
Cool.
are they there for between Kari and us?
Yes.
Are they between me and
Are they between
Freddy?
me and Kari?
No.
okay?
If you were staying next to Kari.
So
I was,
Kari, do they look like they see Kari, or do they look like they're looking at Freddy?
Also, I was kind of hoping I was going to get to roll stealth, too. Because that's the thing I like to do.
I would say if you were trying to try to stealth to keep up, you could roll if you wanted to.
Okay.
Do I need to roll stealth too?
Were you trying to, or are you just going?
I mean, I turned invisible for a reason. Yeah,
Okay,
I figured
yeah.
like stealth is a
Yeah.
thing.
The fucking auto 25.
Okay.
Nice.
29.
Watch these bastards go find me anyway.
Just because. 14.
What'd you get?
29. Disadvantage.
So, as they come up, they do seem to. They step out, and as you are not invisible,
Yeah.
they do manage to come out and see you,
Mm.
but you see them pause for half a moment, and being adept in the illusionary-based magics, they seem to focus in on where you at, and you see one of them wave their hands, and they dispel your invisibility.
Well, balls.
As you see these two short, or now 4 short creatures, bald heads, dark complexion,
Beardage.
no beards.
Oh shit.
They are standing there just sort of squaring off with you.
And you're in front of me.
And at this-
Apparently, Carl looks down.
At
Sees
this
she's
point,
no
you
longer
hear
invisible.
the tapping has stopped.
Cool.
Hi.
How far ahead of us is
Kari, you're our ambassador.
this? Like, is it within sight
I
for
know.
them to be able to see? Can I still see
Rock
it?
or peace, dude.
I'd say you could probably still see.
You guys just hear a heavy sigh.
What kind of like clothing are they wearing? Are they wearing armor, or they look like workers?
Leathers of sorts.
Okay.
Like
These seem slightly protective, but also utilitarian of sorts.
And we can definitely tell that the tapping has stopped, right?
Yes, you tell the tapping to stop, and then so you speak to them.
Yes, because I know that they'll understand me, and I can understand them. So,
Understand each other?
And so you,
hi. Suffice to say, we're a little bit lost.
as you speak to them, one of like they sort of look at you curiously, and a voice behind you goes, "How do you know our tongue?"
Turn around to the voice behind me. Was it one of the two behind me that
Yeah.
talked?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, there's a long version, but the short version is my kind were created to understand and empathize with as many intelligent creatures as we could, and those with language, to be able to live and learn as they do. And as I say this, Kari is going to start transforming to mirror one of the
Okay.
short people,
They look at you very curiously at this point.
and it's a blessing to be able to learn and understand about new peoples. My friend and I are well, we're suffice it to say we're.
I don't understand anything being said, right?
You understand what he's
You
I was
understand
gonna
what Kari is saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when I hear that, I'll wave.
We're traveling, trying to make our way back to the surface, but we have not been able to find a tunnel for many, many days. Don't know that maybe you could help us find a way up.
Make a persuasion check. And at this point, the three of y'all, were you sort of moving up?
I just we'll have relayed that there's a conversation going on.
Kari's talking to people. Take that as you will. 15 plus. You said persuasion?
Yeah.
21.
Okay.
I thought that was performance, which I only have a +1 to. I was like, no. Okay.
And so
+6. That's not bad.
the creature sort of looks at you curiously, and then for the three of you in the back, you see coming out of the walls in a similar style, two more, and they seem to, like, the spacing of it, one seems to be like two more come out a little further ahead, like it's not an immediate right where you guys are. Seems one comes out a little further ahead, or two come out of a little further ahead, and then two more come out closer behind you guys.
Stone kind of thing? Like they were embedded in stone?
They seem to just walk out the wall.
Okay. They're ghosts.
And so now you guys now have some of these creatures standing in front of y'all as well.
If you like what they're saying, we're with them. If you don't, they're a mortal enemy.
Why are you here in these tunnels? What brings you down here?
Who are you talking to?
He is talking to...
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Continuing that conversation. Individual talking
I have to
Kari.
respond.
Sorry.
We were down here looking for a friend, but unfortunately they did not survive. Unfortunately, the place that they were held, there was a cave and we were trapped down here. We've been down here for days, weeks. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. But we've been trying to find a way home, but unfortunately, been stuck. And there's a lot of scary critters down here.
You see the leader seems to be think for a moment and goes, "You all come with us."
Okay.
And he motions, and you see one of the other guys sort of wave his hand, and the illusion over the opening in the wall dissipates. And you see that there's a gap that,
My question.
for at least one of you, might be a little challenging to fit through, but
So would Mare and Riker and potentially Freddy have been able to sense the fact that we passed people with blind sight?
Well,
not with how close that, because the blind sight's only good for 10 feet.
Okay, I just wasn't sure what the...
mine's a little different anyway.
And so they sort of step out of the way and motion for you to go into the tunnel.
What language were they speaking?
Undercommon.
It was a version of it. Undercommon, like common, is the shared language of the people, but the individual races tend to have their own. Undercommon is it's an odd mishmash of the under races. So if you know Undercommon, you can kind of pick up on if they're speaking in their own groups, but like trade and market and stuff is normally done in Undercommon.
It's like common or under.
Yeah.
So, alright, Carson, Do I see them at this point?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say if you guys, I don't know, have you guys been moved up or are you guys
Yeah.
staying still? Okay.
Kari will wave and be like, well, at least I'm not in handcuffs this time.
You are improving. It's great.
That's a very low bar, Kari.
Do they understand that?
Improvement.
I mean, everything you say, yeah.
So I'm gonna
I-
pay attention to which one reacts to this.
You know.
Just in case we need that for later.
That's amazing.
So, if you shrunk down to their size, you sort of walk through.
No.
I didn't.
No, you are very much like crawling through this in an awkward sort of like hand and knee, like bear crawl type, but also like slow crawl a little bit.
Just keep moving. Just keep moving.
And so yeah, y'all sort of go through these tunnels, and like these are like for their height, they're just walking, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're having to duck a little bit.
My cords are just grazing the top of them.
These guys are about Dimble size.
Every time I brush some of the armor against the stone, I flinch just a little bit.
It's that nails on chalkboard sound.
Claustrophobia.
It's a claustrophobia, and it's also like
Magic
yeah,
armor
small
doesn't
space,
scratch.
but also like the armor taking up more space than I'm used to.
So the walls
Yeah.
are big.
It's still a relatively recent acquisition.
Yeah.
She's just blazing a trail through the rock. Magic
And so-
armor just busting off rock as she walks. So she's going forward, and there's this tunnel being dug, and then Riker's going behind. That would actually be a really cool suit of armor. A mining set.
Well, actually, it would be.
Make it where you have to have it tiered like a step bit.
Yeah, like
And so, you guys continue on to this path. This is not like a direct path. There's like, it seems like this path is intentionally carved at like sharp angles.
Makes me think of those bits in the Wind Waker. The tunnel crawly bits.
Oh,
You have to do it.
Yeah.
And then the rat pulls the rope and he gets thrown outside. And you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah, this is, it seems like these are very much designed to deter pursuits.
Kari's like, how you doing back there, Riker?
Well, I'm good. Bang!
Eventually, y'all
Do we as Mir and Riker are going through, do we get like excavate some gems out of the wall?
No.
I'm more bothered by the fact that if we're behind him, I'm having to cross a fucking grapple. Ugh. Awesome.
Eventually, you guys do come out, and it opens up into a, not necessarily like a little bit taller. Not really. Riker, you're still not having a great time. But a wider cavern that you can kind of see has been worked, and is a. This one is not a natural formation. It seems like this one is pursuit, and you can, as you come through, you see that there are probably about 100 or so of these individuals. Some of them look like they are pulling security. They are posted up in different places, like carrying weapons very similar to the ones you encountered. And then you see that a large majority of them are wielding various hammers or pickaxes, working on. Then they have like carts full of minerals, goods, ores, that type of thing. So they seem to be. It seems to be some sort of mining expedition. And so as you all sort of come in and are now in this tunnel, the one that was speaking with you goes, I am Burrow Warden Giznik. can make a history check.
Can I guide myself?
What was
Sure.
the actual name? Business?
Giz.
Giznik.
Giznik.
Gesundheit.
That's the first thing I thought of too.
11.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. It, for you, and I'm sorry, I should have said this. He says that in common to all of you.
Oh, cool.
You said a dirty 20? That's what you got? You would know that that is a term of leadership, but also like an honorable station in the Snurfnebly, the Deep Gnome culture. And so you know, like, by him saying that that is essentially his title,
So
that he's a leader.
do these look more like gnomes and dwarves? Like, are these deep gnomes?
These are, as he says that, you sort of like take them and go, oh, this is what a deep gnome looks like. These are deep gnomes. So you realize with that like, that's why. And now you sort of take and go like, I can see, like, having known Dimble, you can start seeing those relations.
Do we know anything about how, because we've had bad experiences with Drow, we were told to look out for Duragard. Do we know how deep gnomes sort of fit in that?
Are they chill? Or are
They
vicious?
they seem to be the most chill. They are.
I mean, they haven't attacked us. That's a good start.
Yeah.
They're definitely they're miners and traders. They live in a hostile environment and therefore very cautious, very defense based, because they're surrounded by Drow and Duragard down here, and so. But they are the, if you can say, the nicest of the races that live in the Underdark. But they are very cautious, and you've never seen any on the surface, and you don't really hear a lot about them.